Hey guys, so today in this video I'll be explaining you the poem Manushyata which is written by Methili Sharan Gupt. So the meaning of Manushyata means humanity. So I'll quickly explain this picture. It's raining heavily. Everyone are walking with their umbrella, but this little boy, he is holding the umbrella for the cat. That is called humanity. That is what we are going to see in this poem. So, totally, there are 8 stanzas. I will explain each and every stanza very clearly, and the link of this PDF is given in the description. You can download it if you want. So, now we'll start understanding the very first stanza of the poem. विचार लो कि मृत्यु हो न मृत्यु से डरो कभी मरो परंतु यो मरो कि याद जो करे सभी विचार लो मीन्स नो दिस मृत्यु मीन्स डेथ डरो कभी डोंट फियर डोंट बी स्कैर्ड मरो डाई Yo means this way, Yad means remember. So here the poet says, know this, that death is certain. Everyone will die one day, so never fear death. Die, but die in this way that people will remember you even after your death. हुई न यो सुमृत्यु तो वृता मरे वृता जिए मरा नहीं वही कि जो जिया न आपके लिए यो means this way sumrityu means good death the death after you sacrifice your life for others when you help others worry for others and after that you die that is considered as a good death Vritha means useless. Aapke means for yourself. So here the poet says, if you don't die this way, if you don't have a good death, the poet means to say that if you don't live for the sake of others, then your death as well as your life both are useless. And in the second line, the poet says that if you don't live just for yourself and you live for the sake of others, even after your death, you will never die. People will always remember you. वही पशु प्रवृत्ति है कि आप ही जरे वही मनुष्य है कि जो मनुष्य के लिए मरे पशु प्रवृत्ति मीन्स एनिमल लाइक बिहेवियर आप मीन्स जस्ट फॉर योर सेल्फ मनुष्य मीन्स ह्यूमन सो हियर द पोएट सेज द पर्सन हु लिव्स just for themselves they are like animals because animals only they don't care about anything they will just be living for their own sake and if you also live like that then you are like an animal वही मनुष्य है कि जो मनुष्य के लिए मरे that person is called a human who is ready to die for another human so now we'll see the vakya for a better understanding कवि कहता है कि हमें यह जान लेना चाहिए कि मृत्यु का होना निश्चित है द पोएट सेज दैट वी शुड नो दैट डेथ इज सर्टेन हमें मृत्यु से नहीं डरना चाहिए वी शुड नॉट फियर डेथ वी शुड नॉट बी अफ्रेड ऑफ डेथ कवि कहता है कि हमें कुछ ऐसा करना चाहिए कि लोग हमें मरने के बाद भी याद रखें द पोएट सेज दैट we should do something such that people remember us even after our death जो मनुष्य दूसरों के लिए कुछ भी ना कर सके उनका जीना और मरना दोनों बेकार है those people who do nothing for the sake of others their life and death both are useless मरकर भी वह मनुष्य कभी नहीं मरता जो अपने लिए नहीं दूसरों के लिए जीता है इवन आफ्टर डाइंग दैट मैन नेवर डाइज हु लिव्स फॉर अदर्स एंड नॉट फॉर हिमसेल्फ क्योंकि अपने लिए तो जानवर भी जीते हैं बिकॉज इवन एनिमल्स लिव फॉर देमसेल्व्स कवि के अनुसार मनुष्य वही है जो दूसरे मनुष्य के लिए मरे According to the poet, a human is one who dies for another human. अर्थात जो मनुष्य दूसरों की चिंता करे वही असली मनुष्य कहलाता है मीनिंग दैट ह्यूमन who worries for others that is a real human so now we'll understand the second stanza उसी उदार की कथा सरस्वती बगानती, उसी उदार से दरा कृतात भाव मानती. Udhar means great, Katha means story. Saraswati here refers to books because Saraswati is the goddess of education and wisdom. That is why for books they have written Saraswati. Baganti means to sing praises. Dara means earth. Kritarth means grateful. So here the poet says Saraswati will sing praises about that great person's story who worries for others. Here, Saraswati refers to books. So, the poet means to say that if you live for the sake of others, then your story will be mentioned in books, and the whole earth will be grateful to that great person. उसी उदार की सदा सचिव कीर्ति गूंजती तथा उसी उदार को समस्त सृष्टि पूजती. Udhar means great, Sada, always. Sachiv means alive, Kirti means fame, Kuchti means spoken. Samast means whole or entire. Srishti, world. Pujti means worship. That great person, even after death, he will always be spoken about. His fame will always be present as though he is still alive. And in the second line, the poet says, the entire world will worship that great person who is ready to sacrifice their life for the sake of others. अगंड आत्म भाव जो असीम विश्व में बरे, वही मनुष्य है कि जो मनुष्य के लिए मरे. अखंड मीन्स विच कैनॉट बी ब्रोकन. आत्म भाव, feeling that everyone are your own, deep sense of unity with all human beings, that is called as atma bhav. Asim means infinite, vishwa means world. So here the poet says the person who fills the infinite world with a feeling which cannot be broken, feeling that everyone are your own, the person who brings deep sense of unity, that person is worthy of being called a human. वही मनुष्य है कि जो मनुष्य के लिए मरे. That person is called a human who is ready to die for another human. So now we'll see the Vakya for a better understanding. कवि कहता है कि जो मनुष्य अपने पूरे जीवन में दूसरों की चिंता करता है, उस महान व्यक्ति की कथा का गुणगान सरस्वती अर्थात पुस्तकों में किया जाता है. The poet says that the person who worries for others throughout their life, the story of that great person is praised in Saraswati, meaning it is written in books, it is praised in the books. पूरी धरती उस महान व्यक्ति की आभारी रहती है. The whole earth remains grateful to that great person. So महान व्यक्ति means great person. पूरी धरती means the entire world. आभारी means grateful. उस व्यक्ति की बातचीत हमेशा जीवित व्यक्ति की तरह की जाती है. That person is always talked about like a living person. और पूरी सृष्टि उसकी पूजा करती है. And the whole world worships that person. कवि कहता है कि जो व्यक्ति पूरे संसार को अखंड भाव और भाईचारे की भावनाओं में बांटता है, वह व्यक्ति सही मायने में मनुष्य कहलाने योग्य होता है. The poet says that that person who binds the entire world in a sense of unity and brotherhood, that person is worthy of being called a human being in true sense. So now let's understand the third stanza. श्रीदात रंती देव ने दिया करस्त ताल भी, तथा ददीजी ने दिया परात अस्त जाल भी. Shritat means troubled by hunger or extremely hungry. Karast means what was kept on the hand. Tal, plate. Parat means for the benefit of others or selfless cause. Astajal, group of bones. So the meaning of the first line is Ranti Dev, who was troubled by hunger. He himself was very hungry, but still he gave the last plate which was kept on his hand for the sake of another human. And the meaning of the second line is sage Dadiji. He had given away his own bones for the benefit of others or for a selfless cause. Actually, Dadiji gave his bones to Lord Indra to make a thunderbolt weapon called as Vajra. So, this weapon was used to defeat a demon. To make this weapon, Dadiji gave away his own bones. उशीनर क्षितिज ने स्वमास दान भी किया, सहर्ष वीर कर्ण ने शरीर चर्म भी दिया. उशीनर क्षितिज, the king of Ushinar country, his name is Shibi. Swamas means body mass, dan means donated, saharsh happily, veer means brave, sharir charm means body armor. So the meaning of the first line is king of Ushinar country, Shibi, he had given his own body mass. Actually, what happened is the vulture wanted to eat the pigeon and the king wanted to save the life of the pigeon. So he took his own body flesh and kept it on the weighing machine, but still the weight of the kabutar was more. That is why the king himself went and sat on the weighing machine just to save the life of the pigeon. And the meaning of the second line is brave Karn. Happily, he gave away his body armor. So, without even thinking, happily, willingly, he gave the body armor. अनित्य देह के लिए अनादि जीव क्या डरे, वही मनुष्य है कि जो मनुष्य के लिए मरे. Anitya Deh means mortal body. Anadi Jeev means humans. So here the poet says, why are humans scared for their mortal body? One day they will certainly die, but still why are they so scared? वही मनुष्य है कि जो मनुष्य के लिए मरे. That person is called a human who is ready to die for another human. So now we'll see the Vakya for a better understanding. कवि कहता है कि पुरानी कथाएं ऐसा व्यक्तियों के उदाहरणों से भरी पड़ी हैं जिन्होंने अपना पूरा जीवन दूसरों के लिए त्याग दिया, जिस कारण उन्हें आज तक याद किया जाता है. The poet says that mythological stories are full of examples of such people who sacrifice their whole life for others, due to which they are remembered till today. भूख से परेशान रंती देव ने अपने हाथ की आखिरी ताली भी दान कर दी थी. Troubled by hunger, Rantidev donated even the last plate on his hand. और महर्षि दधीजी ने तो अपने पूरे शरीर की हड्डियां वर्ज बनाने के लिए दान कर दी थी. And महर्षि दधीजी donated the bones of his entire body to make a thunderbolt weapon called Vajra. उशीनर देश के राजा शीबी ने कबूतर की जान बचाने के लिए अपना पूरा मांस दान कर दिया था. किंग शीबी ऑफ उशीनर कंट्री डोनेटेड हिज एंटायर फ्लैश टू सेव द लाइफ ऑफ अ पिजियन. वीर कर्ण ने अपनी खुशी से अपने शरीर का कवच दान कर दिया था. वीर कर्ण donated his body's armor willingly. Happily he donated the कवच. कवच means armor. कवि कहना चाहता है कि मनुष्य इस नश्वर शरीर के लिए क्यों डरता है. The poet wants to say that why should a human fear for this mortal body? क्योंकि मनुष्य वही कहलाता है जो दूसरों के लिए अपने आप को त्याग देता है. Because that person is called a human who sacrifices themselves for others. So now let us understand the fourth stanza. सहानुभूति चाहिए, महाविभूति है यही, वशीकृता सदैव है, बनी हुई स्वयं मही. सहानुभूति means mercy, compassion. महाविभूति, the greatest asset. वशीकृता, captivated or attracted. सदैव means always. स्वयं, even. Mahi means God. So the meaning of the first line is a human should always have mercy and compassion because that is the greatest asset. And the meaning of the second line, even God will always be captivated, attracted by such humans who have mercy and compassion. God will always be near such humans. विरुद्ध भाव बुद्ध का दया प्रवाह में बहा, विनीत लोग वर्ग क्या न सामने चुका रहा. विरुद्ध भाव means to be against. दया प्रवाह, flow of mercy or stream of mercy. Baha means immersed. Vineet, humble. Logvarg means common people. Chukha means bored. So here the meaning is Mahatma Buddha, he was immersed in stream of mercy and compassion. He went against all the traditional rules of the world just for the welfare of the people. And the meaning of the second line is the humble common people. Didn't they bow below Buddha? Didn't they respect him for this? So here the poet means to say that even now people remember Buddha, they worship Buddha because of his mercy and compassion. आहा, वही उदार है परोपकार जो करे, वही मनुष्य है कि जो मनुष्य के लिए मरे. That person is called great who does charity. वही मनुष्य है कि जो मनुष्य के लिए मरे. That person is called a human who is ready to die for another human. So here udar means great, paropakar means charity. So now we'll see the vakya for a better understanding. कवि कहता है कि मनुष्यों के मन में दया व करुणा का भाव होना चाहिए. The poet says that there should be a sense of mercy and compassion in the minds of human beings. यही सबसे बड़ा धन है. Because this is the biggest wealth. स्वयं ईश्वर भी ऐसे लोगों के साथ रहते हैं. Even God himself lives with such people who have mercy and compassion. इसका सबसे बड़ा उदाहरण महात्मा बुद्ध है. The biggest example of this is महात्मा बुद्धा. जिनसे लोगों का दुख नहीं देखा गया तो वे लोग कल्याण के लिए दुनिया के नियमों के विरुद्ध चले गए. So Mahatma Buddha, he could not see the suffering of people. So he went against the rules of the world for the welfare of the people. So Kalyan means welfare, नियमों के विरुद्ध, against the rules. इसके लिए क्या पूरा संसार उनके सामने नहीं झुकता? For this, does the whole world not bow before him? अर्थात उनके दया भाव व परोपकार के कारण आज भी उनको याद किया जाता है. Meaning, due to his compassion and charity, he is remembered even today. और उनकी पूजा की जाती है. And he is worshipped by all of the people. महान उसको कहा जाता है जो परोपकार करता है. That person is called great who does charity. परोपकार means charity. वही मनुष्य मनुष्य कहलाता है जो मनुष्यों के लिए जीता है और मरता है. A person who lives and dies for other humans is called a human being. So now we'll understand the fifth stanza. रहो न भूल के कभी मगांत तुच्छ वित्त में, सनात जान अब को करो न गर्व चित्त में. Magant means pride, tuch useless, with means wealth, sanat means who has their own people, who has people to love and protect them. Garv, pride. Chit means mind. So in the first sentence, the poet says, never ever forget and show pride because of your useless wealth. Just because you have wealth, don't start feeling very proud. And the meaning of the second line is, even if you have your own people who support and protect you, never let pride enter your mind. अनाथ कौन है यहाँ, त्रिलोकनाथ साथ है, दयालु दीन बंधु के बड़े विशाल हाथ है. अनाथ means orphan, त्रिलोकनाथ God, दयालु means kind, din bandhu God, vishal means huge. So here the poet says, who is an orphan here? God is with everyone. Kind God has huge hands. बड़े विशाल हाथ. Big huge hands. Dayalu Deen Bandhu means kind God. So here the poet means to say that no one is an orphan. God has huge hands. He is looking after every human. अतीव भाग्यहीन है अधीर भाव जो करे, वही मनुष्य है कि जो मनुष्य के लिए मरे. Ativ means extremely, bhagyahin, unfortunate. Adhir means impatient. So here the poet says that person is extremely unfortunate, who is impatient, who shows lot of pride. That person is extremely unfortunate. वही मनुष्य है कि जो मनुष्य के लिए मरे. That person is called a human who is ready to die for another human. So now let's see the वाक्य for a better understanding. कवि कहता है कि भूलकर भी कभी संपत्ति या यश पर गमन नहीं करना चाहिए. The poet says that one should never be proud of wealth or fame even by mistake. संपत्ति means wealth, यश means fame. इस बात पर कभी गर्व नहीं करना चाहिए कि हमारे साथ हमारे अपनों का साथ है. One should never be proud of the fact that our loved ones are with us. क्योंकि कवि कहता है कि यहाँ कौन सा व्यक्ति अनाथ है. Because the poet says that who is an orphan here? उस ईश्वर का साथ सबके साथ है. That God is with everyone. वह बहुत दयावान है. गॉड इज वेरी काइंड. उसका हाथ सबके ऊपर रहता है. हिज हैंड इज ऑन एवरीवन. कवि कहता है कि वह व्यक्ति भाग्यहीन है जो इस प्रकार का उतलापन रखता है. सो द पोएट सेज दैट पर्सन हु शोज सच impatience इज वेरी अनफॉर्चुनेट. उतावलापन मीन्स impatience. क्योंकि मनुष्य वही व्यक्ति कहलाता है जो इन सब चीजों से ऊपर उठकर सोचता है. Because only that person is called a human who thinks above all these things. So now let us understand the sixth stanza. अनंत अंतरिक्ष में अनंत देव है कड़े, समक्ष ही स्वबाहु जो बढ़ा रहे बड़े बड़े. अनंत means infinite. अंतरिक्ष means sky. Dev, God. Samaksh, in front. Swabahu, their own arms or hands. Bada rahe, extending. So the meaning of the first line is, in the endless sky, infinite gods are standing, and the second line means all the gods are extending their hands in front of you. So here the poet wants to say that God is extending his hand, offering to help all those great people who worry for others. परस्परावलंब से उठो तथा बढ़ो सभी, अभी अमृत्य अंक में अपंग हो जड़ो सभी. Parasparavalamb means supporting each other, mutual support. Uto, rise. Bado sabi, move forward. Amritya Ank means lap of God. Apang, without any bad deeds or pure. Jado means climb. So the first line, the meaning is rise and move forward, supporting each other. With mutual support, all of you should rise and move forward. The meaning of the second line is climb onto God's lap, being completely pure, without having done any bad deeds, climb onto God's lap. So here the poet says all the humans to support each other and move forward without having done any bad deeds. Everyone should climb onto God's lap. रहो न यहाँ की एक से न काम और का सरे, वही मनुष्य है कि जो मनुष्य के लिए मरे. या means like this. So here the poet says, don't live like this, that person is useful for me, so I'll help him. Don't take advantage of people. वही मनुष्य है कि जो मनुष्य के लिए मरे. That person is called a human who is ready to die for another human. सो नाउ लेट्स सी द वाक्य फॉर अ बेटर अंडरस्टैंडिंग. कवि कहता है कि उस कभी न समाप्त होने वाले आकाश में असंख्य देवता कड़े हैं. द पोएट सेज दैट इन दैट नेवर एंडिंग स्काई इन्यूमरेबल गॉड्स आर स्टैंडिंग. जो परोपकारी व दयालु मनुष्य का सामने से कड़े होकर, सो दोस इन्यूमरेबल गॉड्स, दे आर स्टैंडिंग इन फ्रंट ऑफ सेल्फलेस एंड काइंड ह्यूमंस, अपनी बाजुओं को फैलाकर, एंड दोस गॉड्स दे आर स्प्रेडिंग देयर आर्म्स, स्वागत करते हैं, एंड दे आर वेलकमिंग सच सेल्फलेस एंड काइंड ह्यूमंस. इसलिए दूसरों का सहारा बनो. दैट इज वाई बिकम द सपोर्ट ऑफ अदर्स, और सभी को साथ में लेकर आगे बढ़ो, एंड टेक एवरीवन अलोंग एंड मूव फॉरवर्ड. कवि कहता है कि सभी कलंक रहित होकर देवताओं की खोज में बैठो. द पोएट सेज दैट बी फ्री फ्रॉम ऑल सिंस और बैड डीड्स एंड सिट इन द लैप ऑफ गॉड. अर्थात यदि कोई बुरा काम नहीं करोगे तो देवता तुम्हें अपनी गोद में ले लेंगे. द मीनिंग इज दैट इफ यू डू नॉट डू एनी बैड वर्क, then the gods will automatically take you in their lap. अपने मतलब के लिए नहीं जीना चाहिए. वन शुड नॉट लिव फॉर one's ओन बेनिफिट. अपना और दूसरों का कल्याण व उद्धार करना चाहिए. वन शुड वर्क फॉर द वेलफेयर एंड अपलिफ्टमेंट of oneself and others as well. कल्याण means welfare, उद्धार means upliftment. क्योंकि इस मरणशील संसार में मनुष्य वही है जो मनुष्यों का कल्याण करे व परोपकार करे. Because in this mortal world, a human being is one who works for the welfare of humans and does charity. So in this mortal world, that person is called a human who works for the welfare of others and does charity. So now let's understand the seventh stanza. मनुष्य मात्र बंधु है, यही बड़ा विवेक है. पुराण पुरुष स्वयंभू पिता प्रसिद्ध एक है. बंधु मीन्स ब्रदर्स, विवेक अंडरस्टैंडिंग और विजडम. पुराण पुरुष eternal being, it refers to God who existed since the beginning of time. Swayambhu, self created or self born. Pita, father. Prasidh, well known. So the meaning of the first line is all human beings are brothers to each other. Knowing this itself is the greatest understanding, or it is the greatest wisdom. And the meaning of the second line is the eternal self created being, that is God. He is the one and only well known father to all humans. So, in these two lines, the poet is saying that all the humans, they are brothers to each other, and all of us, we have only one well known father, that is God. He existed since the beginning of time. Knowing this itself is a very big understanding. फलानुसार कर्म के अवश्य बाह्य भेद है, परंतु अंतरेक्य में प्रमाणभूत वेद है. फलानुसार अकॉर्डिंग टू रिजल्ट. कर्म, कर्मा और डीड्स मीन्स समथिंग विच यू आर डूइंग कॉन्शियसली. बाह्य एक्सटर्नल, भेद डिफरेंस. अंतरेक्य यूनिटी ऑफ सोल. प्रमाणभूत as proof. Ved means Vedas. So the meaning of the first line is according to the results of your deeds or karma, definitely there are external differences in all humans. And the meaning of the second line is but internally the soul of all humans are the same, and Vedas are a proof to this. So in the Vedas it is mentioned that the soul of all humans are same. That is why the Vedas are a proof to this. अनर्थ है कि बंधु ही न बंधु की व्यथा हरे, वही मनुष्य है कि जो मनुष्य के लिए मरे. अनर्थ मीन्स मीनिंगलेस. बंधु, ब्रदर और फेलो ह्यूमन. व्यथा, sadness or pain. So here the poet says it is very meaningless if one human does not help a fellow human, or brother to overcome their sadness or pain. वही मनुष्य है कि जो मनुष्य के लिए मरे. That person is called a human who is ready to die for another human. So now let's see the वाक्य for a better understanding. कवि कहता है कि प्रत्येक मनुष्य एक दूसरे के भाई बंधु है. The poet says that every human being is brother of each other. यह सबसे बड़ी समझ है. Knowing this itself is a very big understanding. पुराणों में जिसे स्वयं उत्पन्न पुरुष माना गया है, the one who is considered self-born man in the Puranas, वह परमात्मा, यह ईश्वर हम सभी का पिता है. That परमात्मा और God, he is the father of all of us. अर्थात सभी मनुष्य उस एक ईश्वर की संतान है. The meaning is that all humans are children of that one God. संतान means child. बाहरी कारणों के फलानुसार प्रत्येक मनुष्य के कर्म भले ही अलग अलग हो. Now due to your deeds or karma, the external differences are there in the humans. परंतु हमारे वेद इस बात के साक्षी है. But our Vedas, they are a witness to this fact कि सभी की आत्मा एक है. The soul of all is one. कवि कहता है कि यदि बाई ही बाई के दुख व कष्टों का नाश नहीं करेगा तो उसका जीना व्यर्थ है. The poet says that if a brother does not destroy the sadness and pain of his brother, then his life is only useless. क्योंकि मनुष्य वही कहलाता है जो बुरे समय में दूसरे मनुष्यों के काम आता है. Because that person is called a human who helps others during their bad times. So now let's understand the last 8th stanza. चलो अभिष्ट मार्ग में सहर्ष केलते हुए, विपत्ति विघ्न जो पड़े उन्हें धकेलते हुए. अभिष्ट desire, मार्ग means path, सहर्ष happily, केलते playfully, विपत्ति problems, विघ्न obstacles, धकेलते हुए pushing them aside. So the meaning of these two lines is walk in your desired path happily and playfully. Keep pushing aside all the problems and obstacles that come on the way. So here the poet asks all the human beings to walk towards their goal happily and playfully, and whatever problems and obstacles come on the way, the poet is asking to push them all away. गटे न हेल मेल हा, बड़े न बिन ता कभी, अतक एक पथ के सतक पथ हो सभी. गटे न, let it not decrease, हेल मेल, unity, बड़े न, let it not increase, भिन्नता, difference, अथर्क, without any argument, path means path, satark, careful traveler. So here in the first line, the poet is saying, let the unity never decrease, let the differences never increase. And in the second line, the poet says, without any argument, all humans should walk on one path like careful travelers. So they should not have any argument, they should not fight with each other. Very carefully, they should walk in their path. तभी समर्थ भाव है कि तारता हुए तरे, वही मनुष्य है कि जो मनुष्य के लिए मरे. समर्थ मीन्स केपेबल. तारता, helping others cross their life challenges. Tare means like cross your own challenges. So here the poet is saying that you will be capable of crossing your own problems in life only when you help others cross their life challenges. वही मनुष्य है कि जो मनुष्य के लिए मरे. That person is called a human who is ready to die for another human. So now let's see the वाक्य for a better understanding. कवि कहता है कि मनुष्यों को अपनी इच्छा से चुने हुए मार्ग में खुशी खुशी चलना चाहिए. The poet says that humans should happily walk on the path chosen by their desire. रास्ते में कोई भी संकट या बाधाएं आए, on the path whatever problems and obstacle comes, उन्हें हटाते चले जाना चाहिए. They should be removed immediately. मनुष्यों को यह ध्यान रखना चाहिए कि आपसी समझ न बिगड़े. The people should always keep this in mind, that mutual understanding should not be disturbed. भेदभाव न बढ़े and discrimination should not increase. आपसी समझ means mutual understanding, भेदभाव discrimination. बिना किसी तर्क वितर्क के सभी को एक साथ लेकर आगे बढ़ना चाहिए. Everyone should move forward together without any argument or debate. तर्क means argument, वितर्क means debate. तभी यह संभव होगा कि मनुष्य दूसरों की उन्नति और कल्याण के साथ अपनी समृद्धि भी कायम करे. Only then it will be possible for human to maintain their prosperity along with the progress and welfare of others. So here the poet is saying that when you're helping others, when you're walking with them, helping them for their welfare and progress, only then you can maintain your prosperity. So that was the end of the poem. I hope that I was able to make it a little easier for you. Still, if you have any doubts in any line, then you can tell it in the comments. I will reply to it. Thank you.